Be careful with the overwhelming number of voters you're going to
He's the man everyone wants to talk to.
Pardon me, guys.
But just who is George Santos? Some people have already made up their minds.
He's a street hustler, con artist.
I think he's dishonest.
There's nothing real about this guy. This guy's totally fake.
But the guy they're calling a con artist is in fact a US congressman who represents nearly 1 million people.
Congratulations. You are now members of the 118th Congress.
Yet from the moment Mr. Santos set foot in Congress, he's been revealed as a man with an economical relationship with the truth.
Politics lead another day, another accusation of George Santos being a mendacious con man.
For he didn't attend New York University, nor did he work on Wall Street. He isn't a championship volleyball player, and he's not Jewish.
As I always joke, I'm Jew-ish. Right?
He is George Santos, also Anthony DeVolder, and at least once a drag queen named Katara Ravache. So how did this unlikely man end up with a seat in the world's most powerful democracy? We went to his constituency just outside New York City to try and find out.
Every single thing about his biography, his life, his qualifications, they're all lies.
Not all. Mr. Santos was born in Queens in New York City to Brazilian immigrants. The Republican was elected in November's midterm elections. But as his local newspaper uncovered, the truth pretty much stops there.
What made you start to dig into George Santos?
He struck me right off the bat as a weirdo. We would hear story after story about him bragging about his wealth, about his mansions. And he didn't own any of these mansions, but he would tell people that he owned these mansions.
It turned out Santos wasn't just fibbing about his houses. He also appears to have embellished details about his campaign financing, as well as exaggerating his own personal wealth.
Totally made up, total nonsense.
And that's left locals feeling taken advantage of.
I think he's dishonest. It's not what you want out of your representative.
And polling today reveals that 78% of voters in his district now want Santos gone.
I think what has gone on is appalling. It is disheartening.
I'm disgusted, and I'm very disappointed. That's the nicest thing I can say in the Republican Party for not vetting him at all.
There was always an air of stretching the truth. Always, always.
Up the road, we meet one of his old friends, now a lawyer, who alleges Santos tried to take advantage of one of her clients who just won a $2 million payout. When she posted the news on Facebook, guess who came knocking?
And George said, you know, let's make the connection, let's go out to dinner. I'm an investment banker for Goldman Sachs. Let me pitch your client, let's see if, you know, he'll invest.
They met at this restaurant in Queens. Santos asked Boghossian's client for $300,000 and promised eye-watering returns.
And then, you know, my client starts asking, you know, what am I investing in? He said, no, you don't worry about that. That has nothing to do with you. You don't get involved with that. You just give me the money and I'll just take it from there. So, you know, he wasn't giving any specifics.
In the end, her client declined to invest because he sensed there were too many red flags.
To have the intention to, you know, essentially rob this person, anybody, I don't know, you know, how somebody like that could be elected to Congress.
Mr. Santos says he has no intention of stepping down from Congress. He admits he's embellished his CV, but he denies he's ever acted unlawfully. And the Republican leadership is sticking by him so far. There is a sense for the first time today in this long, sorry saga that the wheels may be beginning to come off. After Republican sources said today that George Santos would temporarily step aside from his committee appointments in the House until the matters surrounding him are resolved. But with several state and federal investigations into the congressman, that could take a very long time indeed.
Pardon me, guys.
Can you confirm why you made
Pardon
this
me,
decision,
guys.
Mr. Santos?
Pardon me, guys.
Why did you make this decision, Mr. Santos? Why did you make this decision today? Is there a sense that you feel the heat is turning up on you?
I have no heat turning up on me.
I have no heat turning up on me, Mr. Santos insists defensively.
Pardon me, guys. Ow!
Sorry,
Guys,
sorry.
you gotta relax. You're assaulting me at that point.
Mr. Santos, why have you made the decision today? Perhaps he too is starting to sense the truth is finally beginning to catch up with him.